you know, what I wanted at 21, I don't want at 25.
Right.
I don't even know her anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know who she is. Because she's not here anymore.
She's not.
This is who we're dealing with today.
This is getting messy. And not just messy, this is straight up Hollywood embarrassment nobody wants on camera. The word on the street right now says Lori Harvey and her mom, Marjorie Harvey, are allegedly spiraling after Michael B. Jordan completely iced her out right after his huge Oscar moment.
You know, motivate myself to continue to, work hard and kind of stay locked in. But also it kind of fortified this belief of what's for me is for me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can take my blessings away from me, and I can't take anything away from anybody else. So there was this kind of firm belief that I was walking this path and I had a purpose and didn't know exactly where I was going to end up or what exactly that might have been, but that I was on the right path, and I need to continue to work hard to continue to do that. At that age, you take rejection, personally.
And when we say iced out, we mean cold, no warmth, no nothing, just silence that speaks loud. And yeah, when I say he iced her out, I mean full shutdown. No calls, no texts, no acknowledgement like she never even existed. Before we even dive deeper, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe if you want more raw celebrity breakdowns like this, because this situation, it goes way deeper than people expected. The energy around this isn't just about a simple congrats, and everyone can feel that tension building. Now here's where it really gets wild.
Your daughter Lori is now dating People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive, which in a way makes you I don't know, it makes you sexiest in-law alive, possibly?
Well, first of all, let's be clear about something.
Yes.
He is a nice guy.
Yes.
He is not the sexiest man alive to me.
Oh, down to you.
At all. I ain't found nothing.
Who is the sexiest man alive to you?
Me.
She reportedly stepped away from her situation with Dams and Idris just to make that move, and people are side-eyeing hard. That alone is raising questions because it's giving unfinished business, it's giving regret, and it's definitely giving, I might have played this wrong. But Michael, he wasn't going for it, not even a little bit. Insiders say he didn't pick up, didn't respond, and might have even blocked every attempt completely. And if that's true, that tells you everything about where his mindset is right now. This isn't the same guy from those viral basketball game clips looking heartbroken while the internet laughed. This time, the energy is different, and it's loud. This is a man who leveled up, moved in silence, and came back stronger, with an Oscar to seal it. That's a whole different energy now. And let's not forget the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your musical guest for the evening, Drake and 21 Savage, performing a song off of one of the most relatable albums of all time, Her Loss. Yeah.
I would say if you're too close to your exes, that's a red flag. It's like,
Cordial, cool.
Cordial, okay, you speak. I don't want y'all to have beef yet, okay? Because then that gets messy.
So how would you take it if it was genuine? Nah. It's like...
It's not adding up for me.
It's not.
That line hits a little different when you look at everything that went down. Now, don't try to rewrite history, because when they broke up, the narrative was not kind to Michael at all. This wasn't some quiet split that faded away. It was allegedly exposed while he was out at a game, cameras locked in, catching his reaction in real time. And that clip, it exploded everywhere. Memes, jokes, people talking nonstop like it was entertainment, while he was clearly dealing with something real behind the scenes. And it didn't stop there. The story started shifting fast, with rumors flying left and right saying he was the problem, that he cheated, that he wasn't serious. And let's be real, that kind of noise doesn't just appear out of thin air. Around that same time, Lori and Marjorie were posting things that people read as shade, sometimes subtle, sometimes not at all.
All these people I'm paying for? Hell, if that ain't sexy, what is? I've never been attractive. I knew that. That's why I had to come up with these damn jokes. But this kid is, I like him, man.
He's a good kid. I think you're fortunate to have him dating your daughter. He did get a lot of attention on Valentine's Day. I'm sure you're aware that he rented out like the whole aquarium or something for your daughter.
From cryptic messages to interviews where Lori made it clear she's the prize and not settling, It built a narrative that she walked away because he didn't meet her standards, and that image stuck, whether people questioned it or not. And that statement right there didn't sit right with a lot of people at all, especially when you look at her dating history with names like Future in the mix. Fans were quick to call out the contrast. They were saying Michael seemed like one of the most stable and respectful relationships she's ever had in public, and that difference was hard to ignore. Even Steve Harvey, her own father, appeared to have real respect for Michael during that relationship. Steve wasn't quiet about it either. He praised how Michael treated Lori, how he showed up for the family, and even joked about the effort he was putting in. And let's be real, Michael was going all out, from luxury gifts to big romantic gestures like renting entire venues. That's not casual dating energy, that's serious long-term intention, loud and clear. By most accounts, Michael was ready to take things to the next level, marriage level, but Lori wasn't there yet, and that's what reportedly ended it.
Sometimes, like, you gotta just make sure you're giving it to the right person. I think
Yeah.
that's important, because it's like when you start giving it to the wrong person, it's gonna like drain you.
But then
more
when you
than
know it's the right
anything.
person, because everybody have on a mask. In the
Okay.
beginning. Oh.
Okay.
Exactly. So like overall, like what stage of dating do you feel like you start seeing people's true colors? That's the even better question. Because what if you blocking your blessings? What if you...
And then you had that moment where she said, just remember that you are the prize. Yeah, I'm the prize. It just means not compromising like my values, my happiness, my peace, not settling for less than what I know I deserve. That line stuck with people, and not always in a good way. After that, reposts, indirect comments, and certain associations had people reading between the lines heavy. Some felt like she was backing narratives that didn't exactly favor Michael. And then you had Lisa Ray McCoy, who's close to Marjorie, speaking in ways that added even more speculation about Michael's past and intentions, and people started connecting dots fast. So now everybody's asking the same thing. What changed? Is it the Oscar, the glow up, or is it the fact that Michael is now moving at a whole different level in Hollywood with real credibility and respect behind his name? Because timing matters, and reaching out right after a massive public win like that has people looking at the situation sideways. Was it genuine or was it strategic?
Yeah, well, good luck, homie, because, you know, Valentine's come every year. I don't know if you know how this works or not, but I don't know how you gonna top that. But good luck, partner. I mean, it was really nice what he did. You know, I'm happy for him. He's a great guy. I met his father and everything, but that was a lot. That was a lot. I don't know where he's going from here. So hopefully, you know.
And let's talk about Michael for a second, because his response, or better yet, his silence, is getting a lot of praise. Instead of jumping in, clapping back, or feeding into the noise, he stayed quiet. No messy interviews, no online back and forth, just locked in on leveling up. Even when he made subtle references to relationships during moments like Saturday Night Live, it didn't come off bitter. It felt confident, like someone who already moved on mentally and emotionally. Meanwhile, reports say Lori didn't take that silence lightly at all. Being ignored hits different, especially when you're used to controlling the narrative and staying one step ahead. And if Marjorie is really involved behind the scenes like people are suggesting, that adds a whole extra layer to this. Now it's not just personal, it's family, reputation, and public perception all tangled together. At the end of the day, this isn't just about one phone call, it's about timing, choices, and how everything played out. Because when someone steps away during your lowest moments and then tries to circle back when you're at your highest, people are going to question it every single time. And Michael's silence, a lot of folks are reading that loud and clear as a message. What's done is done, no going back now.
There's some superficial requirements that, like, okay, we can kind of, you can cut down on those. You can compromise on some of those, because it's like, okay, that's not really important. If it's somebody who's genuinely like a really good person, they care about you, they have your best interests at heart, then I feel like, okay, we can compromise on some of those things. But I think like, as long as you're not compromising on like your core values and beliefs and like.
But before wrapping this up, let's get into how the media and the public are reacting, because the online conversation has been loud, divided, and honestly very revealing about how people see relationships, power moves, timing, and celebrity culture. Across blogs, forums, and social platforms, everybody has something to say, and it's not holding back. The narrative has already shifted into a bigger debate. People are seriously questioning whether Lori Harvey made a major misstep by walking away from Michael B. Jordan when she did, especially looking at where he is now. Some outlets are calling it a right person, wrong timing situation, suggesting her decision wasn't completely wrong, just made too early. But others, they're not being that generous at all.
Maybe he'll make Creed 4, 5, and 6.
Do you think it's a good idea for someone who's dating one of your daughters to first read your relationship books?
I think it's better if my daughters would read the damn book. That would be the smarter move, Look, man, when your kids grow up, look, man, they can make decisions on their own.
A lot of voices are labeling it as a missed opportunity, pointing to high expectations or outside influence as possible factors. And what's really catching attention is how people are going back, digging through old interviews, social media posts, and public appearances like detectives. That whole "I'm the prize" mindset is being picked apart heavy, with people questioning if that way of thinking played a role in how everything turned out, especially when you compare it to how Michael handled things after the breakup: calm, quiet, and focused. That contrast? Yeah, people are definitely noticing, and they're talking about it nonstop. On the other side of all this, not everyone is piling on Lori like that. Some commentators are pushing back hard, saying she had every right to move based on her own timing, her own standards, and what felt right for her at that moment. They're arguing that calling her current situation regret or desperation might be a stretch, especially when a lot of this is coming from online chatter, not confirmed facts. And let's be real, the internet loves to jump to conclusions fast. There's a strong argument being made that people are rewriting the story after seeing Michael win big, and that's changing how everything looks in hindsight. Because if the roles were reversed, would the conversation even sound the same? That's the question some people keep bringing up, and it's making others pause for a second.
I'm very much in a space right now where I'm not doing anything that's gonna compromise my peace and happiness.
Period.
So I think just taking control, making sure you maintain your power, don't give your power away to anybody. That I feel like is the key to truly being happy in or out of a relationship.
Now let's talk about Marjorie Harvey, because her name being in the mix has people debating heavy. Some see her as a protective mother who's just looking out for her daughter, helping her navigate high-pressure situations in the spotlight. But others, they think her influence might go a little too far, possibly shaping decisions and even public narratives behind the scenes. And that right there adds a whole different layer to how people are reading this situation. At the same time, Michael's image has gone through a serious transformation, and you can't ignore that. He went from being the guy people joked about during a vulnerable moment to someone being seen as focused, disciplined, and winning at the highest level. That kind of glow-up changes perception instantly. Now he's being viewed as resilience, growth, and success all wrapped into one. And that shift is making everything around this situation feel even more intense. Because when one person levels up publicly like that, it automatically creates contrast, whether it's fair or not. And that contrast, it's exactly what's making this whole story feel bigger, louder, and more dramatic than it might actually be behind closed doors. And then there's celebrity, culture itself, which plays a huge role in all of this. Timing, optics, public wins, especially something as major as an Oscar, can completely reshape how past relationships are viewed.
I even learned to become a better communicator in this relationship. I think I actually learned that about myself. I actually was a horrible communicator. Didn't know.
You think? You didn't know? Because I was the original who taught you about your communication, okay?
Okay, well, I just didn't realize it was that bad. But I learned. So that's something I've actively been working on. I've been working on it though. I've gotten it significantly better.
Okay.
Significant.
Something that once looked like a normal breakup can suddenly get rebranded as a huge mistake or missed opportunity just because of where both people stand today. At the end of it all, people are building narratives based on success, timing, and perception, but that doesn't always mean they're seeing the full picture. At the end of the day, the truth is probably sitting somewhere in the middle. Not as extreme as the internet is making it seem, but not completely simple either. And that right there says a lot about how fast public opinion can flip. 1 minute people are on one side, the next minute they're switching up, all based on headlines, clips, and what's trending. It really shows how deeply people get invested in celebrity relationships, sometimes projecting their own experiences, opinions, and emotions onto situations they're not actually part of. Because let's be honest, nobody on the outside truly knows what happened behind closed doors. Nobody can say for sure if Lori's outreach was genuine or if it was something else entirely. Nobody knows if Michael's silence is permanent or just temporary distance. And when it comes to Marjorie, people are still debating whether her role is real or being blown way out of proportion. There are a lot of unanswered questions, and yet people are still forming strong opinions like they have the full story. And that's the power of the internet right now. The court of public opinion doesn't wait for all the facts. It moves fast, builds narratives, and locks in perspectives before the truth even has a chance to fully come out.
You can't live your life based on like what other people are gonna think, how other people are gonna feel, because at the end of the day, it's you, it's your life. Right. So what's gonna make you happy? Like, I never want to look back and be like, oh, wish I did, or oh, why didn't I, da-da-da. I'm gonna do it. Learn so much in the process. So it's like, I wouldn't trade the knowledge I got for anything.
And once those narratives stick, they can be just as powerful, sometimes even more powerful, than the actual reality of the situation. So now the real question is, what do you think is really going on here? Was this all just bad timing? Or do you think there's more beneath the surface that people aren't seeing yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation is far from over and people are definitely paying attention. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more real talk like this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. And don't forget to share this with someone who's been following this story too, because things are still unfolding. This is Trusted, where we don't just report the news, we connect all the dots.